The 2027 Chevrolet Tahoe Z71 just did something no one expected. It made a $70,000 SUV feel like a steal. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this truck is outselling every other off-road SUV in its class, and why most reviewers are completely missing the point. There's one off-road trick built into this Z71 that Ford Expedition owners would pay extra for and still can't get. We'll get to that. Plus, I'll tell you whether this thing is actually worth your hard-earned 70 grand. And my answer is going to surprise a lot of people. Today we're covering the interior that punches way above its price, the design choices that scream confidence, and the one weakness Chevy still won't address.
Here's what nobody tells you about the Tahoe Z71. Everyone thinks this is just the off-road trim, the one you buy when you want skid plates and chunky tires. Wrong. The 2027 Z71 is the smartest buy in Chevy's entire full-size SUV lineup. Why? Because it's the only trim that gives you standard four-wheel drive, off-road suspension tuning, and the option to add luxury features like magnetic ride control and air ride suspension that you'd normally only get on the Premier or High Country. You're getting off-road hardware with luxury-grade ride quality. No other trim does that. My strong opinion, the Z71 is the most underrated trim in the entire full-size SUV market. Ford doesn't offer anything like this on the Expedition. The Timberline package is a joke compared to what you get here, and Toyota's Sequoia TRD Pro costs significantly more for comparable capability. Look at this door panel. Cream quilted leather against dark wood with an amber light strip. This is a Z71, an off-road trim. Since when does an off-road truck look like a luxury lounge? But the door panel is only the appetizer. Wait until you see what they did with the dashboard. Let's break down what you're living with every day inside this cabin. First, that 17.7-inch touchscreen. It dominates the center stack and runs Google built-in natively. Navigation, voice commands, your apps, all integrated without needing your phone. Paired with the 11-inch digital instrument cluster, it creates a cockpit that feels genuinely modern. For context, the Ford Expedition screen is smaller and its interface is slower. Chevy wins this category outright. Second, and this gets me fired up, look at these seats. Diamond-quilted perforated leather in cream with brown piping, heated and ventilated, on a Z71. This is the kind of seating you expect on an $85,000 High Country, not a $70,000 off-road trim. Chevy is giving you luxury tier comfort with trail-rated hardware underneath. That combination is rare and it matters. Now let me be honest, the center console layout still uses physical knobs and buttons for climate control, and while I personally appreciate that, the design language feels a generation behind compared to the Yukon Denali's flush touchscreen approach. It works, but it doesn't wow. The rotary gear selector is smooth, but takes getting used to, and the real wood accents on the console add warmth that most competitors fake with cheap plastic. Now, remember that off-road trick I mentioned that Ford owners can't get? We're getting to that. But first, let me show you what this beast looks like from the outside.
Okay, that off-road feature I've been teasing? It's the available four-corner Air Ride adaptive suspension. This system raises and lowers the entire truck by 2 inches on command. Drop it down for highway cruising and easier entry. Raise it up for trail clearance. The Expedition? It doesn't offer air suspension at all. Not even on the Timberline. That's a massive advantage. But that's only half the story. This next part is what actually decides whether you should write the check.
At 211.3 inches long, that's over 17.5 feet, with a wheelbase stretching 120.9 inches and standing 76.3 inches tall, the Tahoe Z71 owns every road it touches. Width sits at 81 inches before mirrors. This is a big truck, and it doesn't apologize for it. The front fascia is all business. That blacked-out grille with horizontal slats and the Chevy bow tie sitting dead center gives it a military-grade presence. The split LED headlights with C-shaped daytime running lights are sharp and distinctive, and those red recovery hooks peeking through the lower bumper, they're not decorative, they're functional, and they look phenomenal. Around back, the design stays clean. Rectangular taillights, bold Tahoe lettering across the liftgate, and that Z71 badge on the rear quarter panel. The dual exhaust finishes the look without overdoing it. My design verdict? This is timeless. It's muscular without being cartoonish, modern without trying too hard. 5 years from now, this design will still turn heads. Now let's talk power. The standard 5.3-liter V8 delivers 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque through a 10-speed automatic. Solid, but here's my hot take. Upgrade to the available 6.2-liter V8 for 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. The difference in throttle response is night and day. Or go diesel with the 3.0-liter Duramax for 305 horsepower but a staggering 495 pound-feet of torque and a highway range pushing 624 miles per tank. That diesel is the secret weapon for anyone towing a boat or camper. Maximum towing hits 8,400 pounds properly equipped. The Expedition matches that, but the Sequoia's hybrid only manages 9,000 with a much higher price tag. Now, I know what you're thinking. Just tell me if I should buy it. We're almost there, but there's one more thing you need to know.
So the big question, is the 2027 Tahoe Z71 worth 70 grand? My answer in 60 seconds. But first, there's one weakness that Chevy loyalists absolutely do not want to hear. And I'm going to say it anyway.
Pricing. The 2027 Tahoe Z71 is expected to start around $71,000 to $73,000 with standard four-wheel drive. Add the diesel engine, air suspension, and the max trailering package, and you're looking at $82,000 to $85,000. For comparison, a Ford Expedition Timberline starts around $75,000 with less off-road hardware, and the Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro pushes past $76,000 without air ride. Strengths. First, the Z71 is the only trim in this class that blends genuine off-road capability with available luxury-grade suspension. Air Ride plus magnetic ride control is a combination no competitor matches at this price. Second, 3 engine choices, including that diesel with 624 miles of highway range per tank, give buyers flexibility no one else offers. Third, the interior material quality with quilted leather, real wood, and Bose audio feels $20,000 more expensive than it is. Weaknesses. Fuel economy on the V8, 15 city, 20 highway, is painful in 2027. There's still no hybrid option while Toyota Sequoia has had one for years. That's the flaw Chevy fans don't want to hear. Also, third-row legroom at roughly 34.9 inches remains cramped for adults on long drives. The verdict? Remember that off-road trick, the air ride suspension that Ford can't match? That alone makes this the smartest off-road SUV purchase under $85,000. If you tow, camp, haul kids, and want a truck that handles trails and highways equally well, this is your answer. If fuel economy is your priority, wait for the hybrid that's rumored for 2028. But right now, the Z71 is the sweet spot of the entire Tahoe lineup.
I said at the top that this $70,000 SUV feels like a steal. After everything we've covered, the luxury interior hiding behind an off-road badge, the air ride suspension Ford can't match, the diesel range that embarrasses the competition, I stand by every word. The 2027 Tahoe Z71 is the most capable family SUV in America. Fight me in the comments. Want to see how it stacks up against the Ford Expedition Timberline? I covered that right here. Hit subscribe for more real talk about cars. I'll see you in the next one.